We are back. Let's take a look here and see what we've missed. Open lobby. Put up a room here, bring in some guys, do some Daytona testing. Daytona's pretty straightforward, really. This will bring some attraction. Hopefully. Won't do it. Race for real, standard Daytona. We're doing 51 laps. Double power restarts. Let's just take that off. NASCAR 600 horsepower comfort sauce. Oh, create the room. Let's do it. Let's create a message. The fuck? Yeah. See, they don't give me enough. It's never enough. Okay, and we'll be back. Okay, and we'll be 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 Alright, we're back. Alright, we're back. Alright, let's have a look here. Big fat ass kicker. Alright, we're back. He's he's looking at this right now. What's he running for times? Let's have a quick look. 51.6. Now, let's go real quick to the website. You can get to this baby here. We'll go to standings, season 2 stats. Let's see what times we were running here last time. Now this is draft affected, so you're gonna have to take some time off in it. So here we go. Here's Daytona. We did this a couple weeks ago. You see the best time is a 50.5. But see, that's with draft, so a 50.8 with draft. What did we say? He was running a 51.6. So here's his best time right now by himself, 51.6. So it's almost a second faster in the draft. That's a pretty good time staying alone. So that'll give us an idea where to start. Let's bring that down here. Okay. Now let's get out of this. A little advertising there. Okay, we went to the lifetime award. We see what he's running. He's got comfort softs on though. Nope, that's right. That's all good. Let's change the view up here a little bit. Change this. See, originally when we used to run this back in GT5, that low line was fast, but now it seems to be mid and almost high. Now let's take a look at the setups. I got to get my car set up. Change rides. So I'll go with this 2011 Carl Edwards. Nobody runs these Fords, so I figured what the hell, I'll run it. I did pretty good at Indy with this, got second with the 2010. This has got pretty much a base setup in it. Let's name it Daytona. Daytona. And we'll go over basically what I kind of do with the setups when it comes to these Gran Turismo. Pretty much opposite of what you do in real life, I find. So first thing right off the bat is 600 horsepower. You can see over here on the red, we're out of limit. We're 892 horsepower. That's with an oil change that's max. So we got to bring the limiter down until we match that with 600. And we go as high as we can go. There you go. So 67.4% on the power limiter. Daytona, you don't need no draft. Sorry, you don't need no aerodynamic. So I'll take this all the way off. This will do nothing but slow you down. So 200, 400 is the minimum. So that's the easy part. That's done. Suspension. Now, ride height in Gran Turismo 5, it was faster to jack these right up. 95, 95, but we don't do that anymore. So I'm going to try what my pal Neop recommended, which was 75, 75. And the spring rates, let's bring these down. Let's go about, there we go. Got about 25% spring in there. This might be a little too much. You can look at spring rate as a ride height adjustment. If you run your ride height high, you can run your springs low. If you run your ride height low, you got to run your springs high. That's because you'll bottom out. And you can get awfully loose. So we're just going to throw a basic thing in here and have a look. That's a little bit less. I want the front and the rear even. They're different numbers here. That's a little bit, might have to go up to 12. That's about right. Dampers. There's your shock absorbers. This is how fast you want weight to transfer. Daytona's full throttle all the way around. You're not doing a whole bunch of braking and stuff. Let's go a little bit loose with this. Handy rolls. Let's pick this up. Actually, that's 2, 5, and 5. Well, 6 and 6. Camber. I don't use any camber. They say there's a glitch, and I say pretty true to that. I don't run no camber, and I don't run no tow, because you have quite a wide radius turn in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You know, you're not doing a 90-degree turn, so you don't really need this. You can put a little bit on if you want stability, but if you're running tow and your tires are pointed out, it's going to take away some straightaway speed. And transmission, gee, I forget where to run this thing. I think with the power down, we can actually bring it down around 193, and I got to give it a little bit more room. I kind of remember this because of the draft. Differential, you can go any way with this. I run it very loose, open up the diff. Because you're pretty much on the throttle, so this is not really going to help a whole lot. When you're going through the corner, you might tip that inside up a little bit because your outside's getting the weight, and that might kind of just give a little bit more power to the outside tire. I haven't done a whole lot of testing with that yet, but let's just try that. We're low to the ground, we're tight, we got no toe, so that's pretty basic for a setup. First things first, racing hards. Okay, we got to put comfort softs on. We haven't bought those for this car yet. So right here, comfort soft tires, front and rear. This is to make it a lot shittier. So it's a bit more of a challenge. You still got lots of grip here. It's a little bit skippy. You can feel it. Traction control, you can't have that. Get turned that off. Okay. Like we said, when we look at this, one of the main things that we do is try to make it realistic. Next season we're going to up the horsepower, but we're going to stick at 600 right now. You can see that the slipstream is real and the traction control is real, and the tire wear is fast. So I think it's about somewhere around 20 laps where you gotta go in. You'll run out of gas way before you run out of tires. Jump in, get the Fanatic wheel started up here. We got the Club Sport base with the oval wheel. Okay, it's calibrated. And if you hold the start and select button in, the PS3 will read this as a G27. So these wheels are actually programmed to default to a G27. So when I plug it into the PlayStation, it works. Now when I plug it in the computer, it's a Club Sport. But when I plug it into the PlayStation, it sees it as a Logitech. So we're in. All right. Yes. Now what the idea is to do is kind of get out on my own, see what I can run in my own speed. Yes. And from there, what we'll do is once we get a good fast solo lap, then we'll see what we can do in the draft. To be fast here, you got to have a good team, and You got to be running that high line. Now what the idea is to do is kind of get out on my own. We run this here a couple weeks ago, and we realized what needs to be done. I'm gonna give a shout out to Jeff Morrison, who's watching. Follow us, Jeff. Do it up. Okay, let's jump in this thing and see what we can do for the lap times. Daytona is pretty easy. We call it Daytona because people played the shit out of this when it first come out on GT5. And it's pretty much just get in, flat out, pedal to the metal. You don't let off. You don't need no brake. I mean, if you're drafting and stuff, there's a little bit of finesse, letting off a little bit through the corners. I mean, to be good here is to be a good tandem drafter, and that does take work and a little bit of skill. So let's get in here. Let's see what we got. One thing I need to do is change my wheel settings. Let's put this on start here. Just let it roll out on its own. Now my wheel settings is my... See, I got 900 degrees. I want to make it a little bit more tighter than that. Let's go 800 degrees. And the force feedback, bring that down a bit. And damn, I forgot that. When I run force feedback like I had, it thumps this wheel, and it actually ends up thumping the floor, and it drives the guy nuts below me. So what that is over here, I have to go to driver settings and bring these feedback maximum sensitivity and bring this down around 2, and max torque, bring it down so it's not picking up every little bump on the track. Check that chat thing on the right there on Twitch there, Jeff, if you can. I want to see if that's actually working. Can you chat? Whoa, shit, she cut loose. I can feel the rear end sliding out some. Might need to tighten that up a bit. Training's good though. It's not topping out on me. I don't know why I got my high beams on. These things don't have headlights. Ooh, she's rattling. Okay, here we go for the fast lap. She's bottoming out on me, I can feel it. She's really wavy. Put a little bit more spring in it. I got 25%, probably go 50%. Okay, yeah, the chat thing is working. Awesome. Running up here is scary. You get sucked into that wall. I don't think we're going to beat that 51. 51.5. Bang, just like that. We beat his time by 1/10. So we're definitely on the fast track. So the car is fast. Now let's just make it more drivable. So that feels good to come out. Oh shit, hit that wall. See, that's little things like that. Just get down here under the LOI. If you're not racing track speed, get off the track. But like I was saying, it's nice to come out, to have an idea, put a setup on, and get out and first lap lay down the fastest one. See, now the other guy's gonna he's gonna be chasing me. I've been there a few times, chasing lap times. Bring her into the pits here. Let's go back. We'll save that as our main one. We'll make a copy of this setup Make a few little changes just to kind of tighten it up because it's squirrely. See? 2 laps, we burned 15 liters of fuel. It's a 2.5 mile track. So let's jump out of this thing and make some quick edits. Now let's go back to the garage. Turn the feedback all the way up. What are you talking about? What's going on, Jared? We got a couple buddies watching here. Jeff and Jared. Alright, now let's look at this setup here. So, like I said, let's make a copy of this, put it into B. Let's go over to B, and then we'll make our edits from here. Make a note that this is the edit. So this is the one we'll screw with until we get it right. If you don't make a copy and then you go make a whole bunch of Jesus changes, and then you make the car slower and shittier, it's hard to go back to that, you know. So this right here is pretty much my default base setup. I have a few problems with it. I want to make some changes, tighten it up, make 1 or 2 changes, and test it. I'm not going to tighten everything up. So what I said before is I think the spring rates are a little bit too low. You can see they're only 25%. So let's bring them up 50, which would probably make me slower because my car is going to be higher in the air. But we got to see how much slower it's going to be. And the drivetrain is perfect. We can actually bring this a little bit back more. We can, sorry, the transmission, we can be a little more aggressive with that. 6, 5, 7, 6, 5. Shed lots of room in 4th gear for drafting. You don't need a whole lot with slipstream reel. You don't get the rocket slipstream like you think you would. Oh, we gotta put her on pause or we're gonna... Okay, so the car's just kind of running manually right now. Let it go around and do a yo-yo lap. Let me get in this thing here. So, we made our setup changes. Shout out to Jared Ferguson, who's watching right now, buddy of mine, and Jeff Morrison. Okay. Now let's see how this thing works. Now, problems we had with this was we have the fastest lap so far. We're in 4th. Ooh, she's really 51.5, but the problem is she's wiggly. I don't think I had enough spring rate. So I was 25% spring rates front and rear, and I doubled them, went 50%. Now that felt good, but I wasn't up to full speed, so let's see what it does here. Ride this high line because I got to practice this. This is real tricky because that wall sucks you right in. You can see turn 1's got this dip right here on entry. Right here, that's going to be a real prick. We made it through. Wow, this feels great. Now what we'll probably do is find a good draft partner in the next step and to do a stint. Maybe I'll talk with Bud, see if he wants to do. Let's run this around till she drops out of fuel. I forget where we actually run out of gas. think it's like 17 or 18 laps or something. So let's just talk and ride this high line. So the Fanatic wheel here, we got 80-degree ratio or turning radius, I guess, 800 degrees. Maxes out at 900, we got 800. So if I were to do 900, it would take a lot more movement to get the car to turn than at 800. Not a lot, but a little bit. Like if you put this down to 100, you barely move the wheel, she'll do like a 90-degree turn. So you just find a happy medium. I find the higher ratio for these super speedways are better. Little adjustments. But when you're road racing, I find like 700, 650 works good. Or you find yourself putting a whole lot of wheel in to get it to turn. So we're on a 51.8. So we tightened it up a little bit because we raised it by increasing those spring rates. Makes the car a little bit more stabler, and it only slows down by 3/10. Now that's a lot of time though. So there's other things I can do to this car to tighten it up and yet not lose it. One of the things, I might bring the spring rates down to 30%. Take those shocks and jack them up like 8 and 8. So I got them at 3 and 3. That might be where my problem is. I want the weight distribution to be tight. I don't want my weight bouncing around. But it's good to not have them too tight. Too tight, every little bump's going to throw this car jiggling. And this track is kind of bumpy. So we got, what, 5 laps in? Yeah, the first lap wasn't full throttle. We have a quarter tank gone. You can see on the bottom left, they use about a quarter of my gas. So about 5 laps. So it's like 20 laps. You're going to be around 20 laps before you burn your fuel up. And you do get faster as you get lighter by burning that gas up. You can see my lap times. Every lap I'm almost getting a tenth faster. 51.8, 51.7, 51.6. Right? It's because of that fuel. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like 100 liters. Pretty much any car, it's just pretty generic. You fill that gas tank up, that's 100 liters. So we've burned 25 liters of fuel. See, there we go. We're even still getting faster. So it's good to have a car that goes fast, that gets faster as you go. And in the race, I'm going to have faster lap times, almost by half a second to a second because of the draft. As long as I stay in the draft and have a good push partner. Daytona can be fun like that because it can be a gambling when you're in the draft, you know, to win, when to be aggressive, when to just hang back. You can really screw up your fuel calculations though in the pit, you know, because when you start out, you're with a pack, you're taking it easy for 20 laps, you're just letting off in the corner, letting it roll, catch the draft, put some more throttle back on, you're throttling on and off, right? Because the draft will almost suck you in. Then when you go into the pits, it says, oh, I did 20 laps and you only burn this much fuel. So it says, well, this is what's recommended for the next stint. Well, it thinks that, but it's actually wrong because the next time you come out, you won't be in the pack. The first pit breaks up that pack. You will probably be by yourself or with somebody else, which means you're going to be pushing the whole time. You're going to be doing 20 laps full throttle. You'll burn almost quarter more, or 25% more gas you'll burn. So the next time you go into the pits, it's figuring, you know, you got to always kind of watch that. Don't always go with recommended fuel. You know, I've done that. I did that last race. I went with recommended +2 and I ran out of gas at turn 4 on the last lap and lost 3 positions because of that. I think 2 actually. So I find whatever the recommended is on your last stop, you get like +5 liters, which is about a lap. Just give yourself an extra lap. Then you can run hard because everybody's been so tight on fuel at that last lap, that final lap, everybody's throttled off. So it looks like a grandma dragged to the finish line can see here now we're getting at about half. I mean, you can go out here and run flat out by yourself. Do 10 laps. And then go into the pits and see what it recommends for gas. And then you know by yourself, flat out, how much fuel you use per lap. Because you just take what it recommends to fill up, say like 20 liters to fill. And then you know you did 10 laps. So you know it takes 2 liters a lap. But this third week here, this is 6 weeks now going with this season. The first 3 are identical to the last 3 we've done. This is the last one. This is race night 6. And this is the easiest week. Because Daytona is a lot easier to practice for than Motegi and Indianapolis. But at the same time, midfield, the road course we run before this, I'm very slow at it. I have no practice. I don't know that track. I did it earlier today, and I'm still about 1.5 seconds off the pace. So I got a lot of time to work out with that setup. So it's good to know I really only have to practice that. A lot of guys don't practice for Daytona, they just show up. You can see my transmission on the right. It's right there at the red. You'll see here I'll get running down. Right when I get into 4, she'll pretty much right be there at the rev. So, gotta make note of that. Next time I get out of this car, I gotta give myself a little bit more room. I was at a 550, I think, and I went to a 565. So I probably need to go back. So you get in the draft, I'll be revving out. They give me about 10 miles an hour faster in the draft. So I need more room in that 5th gear. Some guys run 3-gear transmissions, which means they screw with the ratio, so they run solo with 3rd gear, and she's right at the rev limiter at the backstretch. And then when they get into the draft, when they're starting to speed up and that rev in 3rd gear is going it's just about ready to tack out, it's almost like they have a 5th gear. Well, it's really their 4th. They shift it in 4th and have a draft gear. But I haven't seen any advantages with that really. That used to be a big thing when you had slipstream on strong, but now with real, you don't get that great big shot. So you just give yourself a little bit of room for that to increase, and that 4th gear will do you enough. You'll maintain enough speed by yourself. Lap times are starting to even out. They're not falling off as fast now. See, the tire wear is not too bad, 9 and 8. The tire wear will tell you a lot about your setup. But it's tricky to do here. One of the things you do on iRacing, you look at your OMIs, your outer, middle, and inner temperature. You can really tell what your setups are doing for you based on your tire temperatures and your wear patterns. Here you don't have tire temperature. And what the hell is 9 and 8? Really what that is a full tire is 10 bars. I wore 1 bar off on the right front. I'm down at 9. I wore 2 off. So all I know from that is based on the inside and outside. I'm working my outside tires a lot more, which makes sense because I'm turning left. The weight's shifting out to the outside. It's got more weight on those tires. And the tire in the right rear. So the rear end's wearing that out. That's pretty much what you're going to get. I could put a little bit more sway bar in the rear if I want. Could bring the shocks down. But if you take too much load off the rear, then you're going to be loose and you're going to be spinning it and you'll wear it out just as much. So we got a few more laps to go to burn out all the gas out of this son of a bitch. So if you can do 20 laps, lap 20, lap 40, we're only doing 51 laps. The first lap being a manual start. It's going to be a 2-pit. It's going to be a 2-pit strategy. There's another good driver coming out there. Bud is good. I haven't seen him in a week. He's been busy. This 99 car is really good though. I've been pleased with it the last couple of weeks. One of the good things is a lot of guys in here don't do cockpit view. They'll do this third person like this. And that I'll switch that every now and again just to see what's going on in my rear, like who's around me. But I find this race angle when I'm racing really screws me up. Because I'm so used to cockpit view racing and iRacing, my line of sight's fucked. I'm looking down on the car like I want to be in it looking straight out. And the mirrors are great in these. The Hendrix cars, the Chevs, have terrible interior. I can't see nothing. I can barely see that rearview mirror. And that left side mirror ain't no good to me. Pointed at my wheel. But these ones here do good. And the Toyotas, the Joe Gibbs Toyotas do really well too. So what do we got here? 15 laps. We burned 3/4 of our fuel. So we're about right. It's 5 laps. 5 laps to a quarter. So if you take 25 liters, it takes 5 laps to burn 25 liters. Do the math. You'll know what you'd burn in a lap. What's a fifth of 25? Couple guys on the track. See, in the old school game when it first come out, I remember if you were practicing like this, draft didn't affect it, but now it does in practice. Before it was only when you were in the race, but now it does. So we got Big up here. Let's just let's bump up with him. He's running this low line. See, now our laps. See, we don't have the tire wear. We have the tires worn out. 9. That right rear is getting worked hard. It's down to 7. I got 30% of it. I believe that's 7. You can look at that. 70% left. 30%'s gone. So I burned 30% of that son of a bitch up. And I mean, yeah, my fastest lap in this thing is a 51.597. So there you go. I can run pretty close to my fastest lap. But that's with a full tank of gas. The one I got now, the 51.597 at the top, that's with like half a tank. See, now I'm not getting any advantages on it because my tires are burning up. I don't have the grip. Right now I'm getting into the draft. So you're gonna see some faster laps now just because I'm running in the draft. These little shitty eddy currents coming off this guy is helping me slipstream. I don't have this big wall of air in front of me anymore. He's arrowing, busting the air up for me so I can slip right in that tunnel. Now Big out and out drives this. He doesn't stay high, he goes high, goes low, comes out high. Find it very hard drafting him as far as pushing. You can see right there, bam, I fast lap, not even anywhere near him. But it's a couple hundreds, you're not talking a whole lot of time, it's just a couple hundreds. Now the car's going to get a lot looser and slipperier. You can see the lag. See that? He bashed into the wall. If I was on his outside, I would have been wrecked. See, he never did that. It's the server. The server doesn't see where his information is. It's not uploading it fast enough. So it takes a judgment and buffers that delay where it doesn't have the information. It suggests where the car was going to be. And his last movement on the wheel was probably just to go up a little bit. And that's when the server lost it, and they decided, well, based on his last input, he would be firing at the wall right now. That can cause a lot of wrecks. That's why I will not be racing and doing this live stream at the same time, because it's too hard on the network. We're getting caught up to him. I'm getting low on gas. You can see him coming around here on lap 19. I got like what, 2/8 of a tank left. Holy shit, she's slippery. Yeah. Let me run this out. See if I can get 20 laps. And probably can. Now this is when it goes, that's pretty much it. She dies right out. You'll see it here. And it's gonna run out before I hit that checkered. That's pretty much it. Is it gonna make it? Oh, I hit the checkered. There, that's pretty much it. Still going. Still going. There it goes. See, that's it. All out of gas. Let's get down here. You can see the speed really dropping off. Boom, 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 boom. You imagine this was the final lap of your race? You would be fucked. Excuse me for the language, but you would. I mean, you could be way up front. That's it. You're going 60 miles an hour and you got a long way to go. A lot of guys just get down here and hit start, ghost it. So if anybody coming up on you, they think they're going to draft and they do something stupid, they just go right through you, so it doesn't screw them up. And even though you're out of gas, it'll maintain, I think, 65, 60 miles an hour, and it'll eventually get you across the checker. So there you go. You can do about 20 laps on a tank of gas. I wouldn't push it that far. So let's get out, do another setup adjustment. That one wasn't too bad. So we'll make another copy of that. I see what you wrote there, Jared. Oh no, that is Chuckles. Yeah, that Jeff guy, he is. Chuckles. Alright, here, focus. What time we got? Yeah, we got a little bit longer here. I left the controller way over there, but I don't need it. Let's get out here. Let's throw a little surprise run. Let's do with these cats. Let's bring it back a little bit here. Let's do a 5-lap shootout. Double 5 restart and everything. I'm not going to run a qualifier right now. No, that's good. Now let's go make a copy of this setup. Put it into C. Now let's do what we were going to do. Let's take the springs back to where they were, but we'll go 30%. We won't go all the way to 25%. So we're at 15. Let's bring that down a little bit. Let's run them right about there. Even the numbers up. Bring that down. It's about right. Let's run these higher. 7 and 7. Not too bad. I think I'm getting a lot of bouncing going around. Well, I don't want it that. Let's say 6. And let's take this and then really throw that in. Usually what I do the front, I like to do the rear. Or what I do the rear, I like to do the front. I find if you offset it, you can really loosen this car up or make it kind of shitty. Alright, let's do that. These guys are going to shit their pants when I hit the start. But let's go there. Let's try that. So we're in the event. I'm going to do a quick 5-lapper. So we're fast. We're only 5/10 by ourselves. We're about 5/10 slower than the draft from last race. We know we can go 20 laps on gas and still have fast lap times, so tire wear won't be the problem. Pit strategy will be based on fuel consumption. This setup here, I'm just trying to keep speed while I make it a little less skippy, but I learned from a couple weeks ago that the way that car kind of handles that way, the skip is really the tire compound with the comfort softs. You can screw with that setup all day long. You'll never get rid of that. You can make it worse or a little bit better, but okay. Ooh, let's get settled in here. We're doing crazy shit. Let's team up with Bud here. Damn, I think I might have screwed that transmission up because I forgot all about it. Let's see if this tacks out. I don't know, it might. Just right on entry. Yeah, it's going to tap out. Something hard to draft all over the place. What are you doing, buddy? I have no idea. What are you doing under the yellow, guys? Keep that son of a bitch straight. It's hard to draft somebody when you're throwing a dart at a moving target. Where I think you're going to be, you need to be. See, you stay right to the bottom. And now I got under him. See, I had to lift there. Now my car's loose as shit, and I'm all over the motherfucking road. Fuck, that was bad. That was dangerous. I've never seen it do that before. Okay, big, you and me. Switch to this one. Because when I'm in the cockpit, I can't see anything but that rear splitter. And I can cheat on Gran Turismo and see over his car, so I can see when the corner's coming. Now, the only problem is I don't know where Big is. And I don't want to turn down on him, I'll spin out. And this wheel, I don't have a quick look. I have to move my hand to see it. See it back, there he is. Now I know if Bud drops down, I can go down and not take my rear end out with me. Let's run it fast. Now the idea here is to see how fast I can run drafting, pushing, tandem drafting. He's running this 43 2010 is the fastest car at Daytona, as it's considered. It has, I think it coated so it has less drag. The way it's programmed or something, I don't know. Oh, we're bouncing all over the place. Damn it, I fucking wall. Oh, Bud gave me a bumpy dump. Let's try this. The only good thing about this, I can see where Bud is on the track. Behind me. Last lap right here, let's see what we can do. Lag bump right there. You can see it's about right. See, we're 5 laps, quarter tank of gas, a little bit more. I don't know what he's doing up there. He's gonna take him. I'm going for the win, boys. Woohoo! 5 lap shootout. We did a lot of these 5 years ago when this GT5 came out. It was the only decent NASCAR console game there was. The NASCAR game was terrible. Oh, whoa, whoa! I gotta fix that. That is no good, man. See, that right rear is still 10 and 9. It's still burning 1%. You can't go under the checkered, under the yellow, you goof. Oh, he got loose. There you go, your favorite one. Woo, woo. Now if I could do that Monday night, that'd be great. Oh, I have the 2011. I forgot. I thought I had the 2010. Okay, so that's fast but dangerous. I think I'm bottoming out, sliding on it. I can't see what's going on, but if you were behind me, you'd probably see sparks. Transmission's perfect. I thought that was going to rev out, but it didn't. But I'm going to give it a little bit more room just in case I get a lag bump. Down there like that. Perfect. Now, need to put a little bit more here. Oh, come on. Don't be stingy. This might have been a little too much. Now if you See, toe can tighten that up quite a bit. Let's bring this down here. Daytona. Ice cream. What's my ice cream? Let's get right up on Big. I think he slowed down here for us to draft him. Boom. This would never work in real life. I would have just totaled his car. Alright, whoa, Big. Whoa, Big. Whoa, it up there, horsey. Yeah, you get in that apron. She can be a doozy. Shit, what the fuck? They look like two monkeys trying to jerk each other off with Vaseline, slipping and sliding everywhere. Come on now. That's a little bit better. Keep that thing down, Big. I know you like the wall. There we go. Keep it down, keep it down. See, I don't want to get under him. I don't want to get high on him. See, like that? That's scary as shit. I spun right out. I don't know what he's running for setup, but he's jiggly. I don't know. Fuck is that, man? E51.3. That's no good, man. We can do faster than that in a race. He's like a fucking brick. I don't know what he's got his ride heights at, but you can bring them down there, cowboy. I can run faster by myself. She's squirreling. What are you doing? You're gonna, come on, man. Keep that thing down. On some camber or some shit. See, I can beat him out of the exit. Gotta keep that thing down, Big. Gotta keep right on that fucking yellow like a paint job. There you go. See, the server now is playing catch and release with me. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. See, like, where did this car go there? Like, I don't know what. Yeah, no, now he's back. Wow, Gran Turismo. Amazing. They need to dedicate some servers. It's probably this live streaming. Let's have a peeky at him. What's going on, Big? Let's just race his ass side by side, make him nervous. You got him beat. Look at that. See that, folks? Skill. Stay high because he gets kind of woozy down there. See, this is how I'm going to get him to work on his line. Go around me. Do the old highway trick. There we go. Go out to the outside lane, brake, let him by. I want to feel how this thing works in the draft. See how he's hitting that yellow? You get down on that apron, that'll whip it. That'll whip you right up. Right up beside him. Jesus. Keep that thing down, cowboy. There we go. Yeah. Coming up on me like that. Beat him. I don't know where he is yet. There he is. We beat him out of that corner. There he is again. We're gonna get him at the line here? No. It's good practice running beside somebody. Man, the car got loose when he swung up on me. No air. He gets up in front of me like that, I lose all my front end downforce, and that front end wants to just make hooky with the wall. Why he's doing that shit? Keep that thing. You gotta be predictable at Daytona. You can't be woozy. What fucking line he's running. See, a lot of guys get on here and they want to race this like a goddamn road course race. So they want to come up here high and then bring this son bitch down here like this. And then, okay, you're going to run the low line now. Alright, I'll stick with you here and I'll draft you. And then at the exit, they want to go high like this. And oh, you're running high now. 3 lanes, low, mid, high. You want to pick one, stick with it. Entry, center, and exit. Going in high. I'm going to stay high as best I can without hitting that wall, right? Stay right through here. Come out high. Just like that. That's how you get good racing in a Daytona. So you watch, he'll go high again. See, he's going high again. The fuck. He'll go low. There he goes low. Right? See, he's road racing this son of a bitch. He's trying to. Fuck, see that fucking car got loose on me. Anyway, I'm swearing like a sailor here. He does a lot better in the races. I've seen him. I think he's just trying to play around with his setups. Let's tag up with Big here. Alright, Big. You're grinding her. Sparky. Slingshot engaged. Come on there, bud. There we go. This car is loose. Man, I got under him fast, didn't I? Come on, keep the momentum. Don't hit that wall. There we go. A little more room in my transmission. That's good. Line through here. Let's see what we can get here. One zero. Wow. See, he's got a faster setup. Ah, god damn it. That was a good one. Catch up with Big here. There we go. Bud, I mean, keep calling him Big. 43. Just terrible times. 510 slower. So you could be lost her down the backstretch. Grinded that wall. It's all about keeping the momentum going. Yeah, he's in that wall, let off a little bit so he doesn't come down on my front end. Lagging some, he's into the wall, give him a bump. Lost all my momentum, he goddamn left me out to dry. Screw that. He just wants to keep his fast lap going. Oh, there you go. See, that's called a lag bump right there, guys. Oh, what the fuck? I don't know what you're doing, buddy, but he just made us guess that shit. Is he even in the race? Ah, he's in the pits. Yeah, you're lagging. That was crazy. I'm gonna go right under him. What you think you're doing down here at my line, fool? Beer. 42. 42. Ride him right to the wall. Make him nervous. Rattle his cage. Shit, that kicks out on me too there. So gotta be ready for it. Cover soft's a little unpredictable. It's a little bit more challenging. You gotta stay on top of that wheel. I'm gonna run out of gas here soon. No, I'm doing alright, 13 laps. Now I'm doing this out and out shit. Damn it. Wall. You can hear that rear end sliding out. Now, we gotta practice going in the pits. That's the one thing everybody forgets to practice at Daytona. Fire in there like a maniac on race day and get penalized and get a drive-through. One, they're going too fast, or two, they hit it at the wrong angle and actually shoot through and hit the grass and spin out, or they go in with somebody and brake check each other. So it's very difficult. So anyway, let's give it a shot here. I'm firing in here. I don't want him going with me. Get the brakes on here. We gotta slow this up down. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Everybody, let's get the gas. Get the gas. Four tire change and fuel. All right. Wow, that really kicks in, doesn't it? Coming, slip out. Alright. Well, I'm happy with that. Let's shut her down here and go over a few things that we're going to have coming up for the couple of viewers that are watching. Let's talk Motec data. So on the Motec data, you can extract this from your game, take the replay, You'll see extract Motec data, put it on your USB stick, and before you know it, within time, you're having some fun because you got some data acquisition to play with. So let's bring that up and see what it looks like. Obviously on your PC you have to download the software. Okay. Let's bring this down a little bit here. This Motec data, what I'm going to do here, just to break this video up, is I'm going to stop the stream and then restart it so I can start a whole new recording right into this Motec stuff, so people don't have to watch 2 hours of Daytona to get to this. So just hold your horses there. I will shut this down and start it right back up, just like that.